Hi guys, this is Sadiki and welcome to our channel and welcome Farah to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Sadik. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank
Pleasure.
you, thank you so much. So today we are about to discuss one of the most awaited and probably one of the most controversial films of the year. So I guess you all know what we are talking about from judging from the title. So we are about to talk about Gehraiyaan. So Gehraiyaan is a film, a romantic film. I should rather say a romantic thriller film. Spoiler alert. So in this film stars Siddharth Chaturvedi and Deepika Padukone and Ananya Pandey in the pivotal roles. So before going ahead, I would ask Farhad to give a small synopsis or a small spoiler-free synopsis of this film.
Thank you, Sadik. Before we get to the review, to just inform that I have also written the review on my site, Popcorn Reviews, and it is I've quite enjoyed writing that review. So please do check, link of which will be in the description box below. Gehraiyaan, much was said, during the trailer, whether it is about wife swapping or whether it is like an unofficial remake of Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. But the good news is it is none of that. Yes, it does have elements of intimacy. So Gehraiyaan is the story of a 30-year-old woman who is in a relationship of 6 years with a person until she is attracted to her cousin's fiance. So this is the one-liner story.
First discuss about the most positive and probably the aspects which really engaged me a lot. So I'll first start with the technical aspects of the film. So let's discuss about the cinematography and color painting of the film. I think was this was the strongest aspect of the film, which really
Hmm.
got my attention. So Farad, what are your views on that? On the cinematography?
I absolutely agree. I think this is one of the more polished uh, Bollywood films that I've seen in recent times. But here specifically, the technical aspects are quite superb. As you rightly mentioned, the color grading that was there, it was that bluish tinge that was there. That how often we use the term feeling blue when you
Yeah.
there were also uh, I think picture. It started getting darker. The pastel shades were slowly replaced with the darker tones on the screen. So I feel that was pretty interesting and metaphorical as well. The cinematography was, I think, here it was like the frames that were captured, especially of the outdoors. I think they were pretty good. Even
Yes.
the waves that were there, they had a meaning to it. It
Yeah.
was almost like a metaphor for life, if I can say so.
Yeah.
Life or relationship, you can interpret it the way you like it. Editing, I think, was also quite good. I didn't feel that there were any longish scenes that were used, or the cuts that were, the cuts were very sharp, I felt,
Yeah.
and the scenes were not left to linger on, which we do tend to see in films of the similar genre. When we are taking, this is somewhere between a romance and a slice of life. Somewhere in between the genre is there. There's no one particular genre, although the prime genre that I would like to call it is a drama. It is a drama at the end of the day.
It is. It
But
is.
when you actually categorize it, you can't categorize it just under one drama, under one genre. So the technical aspects were quite brilliant here, and finally, I mean, this is the level of would like to see more in Hindi films also, which I think somehow the focus is not on the technical aspects as much as it is on the stardom or the actors. I want to draw the focus also on the writing, the technical aspects, which actually are the crux of a film. So, what do you think, Sadik? What is your opinion on the technical aspects and the writing?
So for me, the technical aspects, if I focus on the technical aspects, so specifically if I focus on the first half, because in the first half, when they have the interaction, all the the four lead couples, I mean the four lead actors, when they have the interaction, and when they are on the yacht, and when they are going around and having a good time. So I think that was where I was really hooked up from the very beginning of the film. And I think there was the part where the cinematography of the film was really good. And then when it came to the songs, I mean specifically the songs where the Bekabu and Dube, I mean even there the cinematography was top notch, outstanding, and I was very excited to watch these two songs in the film because I had heard these two songs, and they were too good. So this is one of the main reasons why I was really excited to watch that. And the color paletting, as you mentioned, specifically those, when they were at the sea, I mean, the blue color and the blue shades and all. So that was also a really strong aspect of the film. So yeah, for me, technically, the film was brilliant. And when it comes to writing, because this film is written by Shakun Batra, I mean, he's also the director and the writer of this film. So in terms of writing, also he has done a good part. And specifically when it comes to character development, I think his character, I think, was not written in a, you can say, not in an apt way or not very strong enough. But apart from that,
Underrated.
yeah, quite underrated, and quite not underperformed, but he didn't have much screen time also. But apart from
Hmm.
that, the three characters, they were written really well. And I think for the lead actress, I mean specifically for the lead actress in the Deepika, the role that was written for her, it was really good. And I also wanted to mention about the characters of Nasruddin Shah and Rajat Kapoor, specifically Rajat Kapoor. I mean, his role was not that big. He really came in the second half, but his role was also really good. So yeah, I mean, if you take into account of all these elements, I mean, he did a really good job, Shakun.
Uh, so this is something that I have personally been trolled for my review. Okay, when people, when I did post my review over social media, there were many comments trolling me, and I don't know,
Uh,
trolling is not cool, by the way, but still, one thing that was coming along in almost every other comment is that the film was glorifying cheating. You think the film was glorifying cheating, and
yeah,
you think that, yeah. So do you think that there is any crux to that intimacy that was there, in the sense that was it giving out a new dimension, and whether it was promoting? Some people have been calling it extramarital. This is not extramarital, Baba.
yeah,
The
no,
characters weren't married, uh, so this is not an extramarital. I don't care what you feel in the trailer.
yeah,
Okay, there are few people who said that I saw this in the trailer and started arguing. It's just baseless. You're not even watching the movie and you're saying all these things. So
yeah.
anyway, coming to the question, what do you think? Did they glorify cheating?
No, 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 not at all. They didn't really glorify cheating. And Deepika was, if you see the character of Deepika, she was sexually attracted to Siddharth, and Siddharth also was attracted to him or her. And it's a natural human tendency. That's what I've discussed with a few friends. I mean, if you are attracted to someone, it's called infatuation. I mean, this attraction is actually called infatuation, and it's very common in us young people. I mean, the 20s and 30s and 40s. So if anyone does get an, I mean, which was shown in this film, I mean, it's quite fictional, no, I won't say it's realistic, but even if you see in films, and even if one gets an opportunity, I mean, they are attracted to someone, so they do have a tendency, and it's not in the film, but we have seen in real life also, people do have extramarital affairs. And not only extramarital affairs, even if they are in a sort of a relationship, but at times they are bored of that relationship. So this is one of the main reasons why some things, I mean, such things do occur. So it's normal, it is part of the human relationship, but people unfortunately don't try to, you can say, accept it, or they are not able to understand it, because whatever the film showed, it was not glorifying cheating, but it was just showing human emotions. And I again want to use the term infatuation, because infatuation is something, when you are attracted, when the opposite genders attract each other. So such things at times do happen.
If this was made this film was, I'm going on a little rant, Sadik, sorry, but if this actually was made in any other language, even if it was European, or this film would have actually been lapped, and there was, and again, I don't want to throw in comparisons, because again I will be pointed out saying that you cannot compare this film to this film. uh, but let it, I don't want to name that film, chalo, I'll leave it there. But there have been few European films also, including the ones in the international category this year at the Oscars, which has one theme of infidelity. If
Yeah,
you know which movie I'm talking about, I don't want to name it.
I
If
know.
you're smart enough, just let me know in the comment section. And so yeah, I mean, that film was lapped up, but I don't understand what the hate about this film is. I mean, and if you are going to go on hating such films also, then I'm sorry, then you deserve remakes. You deserve films that are remade, and there are a line of remakes that have been planned this year. And
Obviously.
this is one of the issues that Sadik also, I'm speaking on your behalf, Sadik, sorry, that you and I both have,
Yeah.
that why are we doing remakes? This is the reason we are doing remakes, because you as an audience are not accepting or not open to anything that is new to you,
Unfortunately.
and
Unfortunately.
anything that is against your morality or your opinion, you are not open to that.
So now coming to the music of the film, because I think this was the most important aspect of the film, which I think took the film to another level. I mean, the music is always a key element of Shakun Batra films. Whether we talk about, even though he has not directed many films, but if we talk about Kapoor and Sons, outstanding music, and also coming to Ik Main Aur Ek Tu,
Ek mein aur ek.
Ek Mayor 2 also had an amazing soundtrack. So now also for Gehraiyaan, I mean, I think I've only listened to two music. I mean, two songs, and
Two songs.
there were I think one or two more in this film. I'm not sure about it. I mean, I really forgot. But the two that really stood out were Bekabu and Dube,
Dubey.
and specifically Bekabu because it also comes in this end credits of the film. So what about you, Farad? I mean, for you,
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
how was the music for the film?
It was brilliant for me, because I mean, again, coming to the same point, we have not even seen a plethora of remakes being served, but also remake songs.
Mm, mm,
Songs that are released like only 3-4 years back are being remade again. So, I had a lot of issue with the music earlier, but this film I think was brilliant. With in terms of the music as well, it went perfectly well with the mood of the film, I feel. And the song Dube, it's on my playlist, and I'm listening to it on loop. So it's like amazing for me. I mean, I really love the music, and Shakun Batra has good taste in music. I can definitely say that. Each of the three films, I think, have distinct music. I think Kapoor and Sons was a little weak as compared to the other two, if I have to say. I think Ek Mein Aur Ek Tu had Amit Trivedi at the helm of it, and he was brilliant. Amal Malik, I think, was in Kapoor and Sons, which was also good, but fell little short of, uh, you know, um, Gehraiyaan and
Ek Mein Aur
Ek
Ek
Mein
Tu.
Aur Ek Tu. But still, the album as a whole, Kapoor and Sons was also quite good.
Yeah,
Excellent album. So I really love the music, and the background score also was, I think, very cleverly and subtly used. Also, background score here, it wasn't overbearing, and it again was depicting the mood of the drama in a very different vibe, I would say.
true,
It didn't give away too many things.
true, very
It
true.
didn't make the audience. For example, it didn't. If there was certain thing that was going to happen in that scene, the audience were not anticipating that through the background score. Normally the background score gives you a hint about what the mood of the film is, mood of the scene is. But that
True.
wasn't the case here. So I think it was excellent, excellent use of background also.
Yes. So now coming to the performances, I mean, for me, when it comes to the performances, obviously Deepika stood out. I mean, she was excellent, and specifically when showing her emotions, specifically in the second half, because she was, I mean, in the entire second half, she was almost depressed and she was stressed. She was sad, whatever emotions you want to associate, except for the final 5 to 7 minutes when she did look a bit relieved. But apart from that, her performance really stood out. And coming now to Ananya Pandey, Ananya was really good. I don't really understand why people really troll her. And ironically, she was she co-starred and she was in the lead pair with the guy who literally termed her struggling artist. I mean, Siddhant Chaturvedi. And now coming to Siddhant, so Siddhant really did a good job. I mean, he hasn't done really many films. I think three or four maybe. If
Three,
you three, yeah,
three and one web series,
one web series side
two
edge.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So he has done very few projects up till now, but still he has got some really good recognition. So he did a good job. And apart from that, Rajat Kapoor and Nasuddin Shah, they were really good. So hats off to them also. They are
Harry
seasoned.
also, I think.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, the fourth actor. I
Harry
mean,
also did very well, very
exactly,
well.
exactly.
Although
So
in a limited capacity,
yeah,
in an underwritten role, but
yeah. But I think he also did a good job. So yeah, for me they were really good. So now Farad, for you, I mean, if coming to the performances, what are your views
I
on them?
think there were two standout performances amongst the others who were very good. Those were Deepika Padukone and Siddhant Chaturvedi. Deepika Padukone, as you rightly said, she was that depressed mood in the second half, especially. And when she actually was crying, you actually felt that she was actually crying. She was that well
Huh,
at emoting in that scene. Even if you see the first half, where there was a dilemma that she
huh,
was there, dilemma in her head, very well portrayed, very well pulled off. And Siddhant Chaturvedi, the interesting fact was that he started off on a very subdued level. In the very beginning, it felt a little awkward. Why is he so subdued? But then, as the movie progressed, his tone, the voice in his, started getting higher in terms of decibels. So
yeah.
that for me was brilliant to witness. So that was something like that, in the character of Siddhant Chaturvedi that I really appreciated. I think I really enjoyed him. The man has super talent, and he has a bright career ahead, I would say, if he makes the correct choices. And I think he's done an exceptional job. Exceptional job, I think, Siddhant. And it was a quite a not so likable character as well, by the way.
Oh, obviously,
And
obviously. Yeah, exactly.
so both of them stood out for me. And yeah, Ananya Pandey did a pretty good job. I think this is her best so far that we've seen in her career. And I think it is her third outing. Early days, as similar to Siddhant Chaturvedi, she's doing another film with Siddhant as well. Um, so yeah, and Harry also has done a good job. Again, he will get opportunities in future. So I think no complaints as far as the performance is concerned.
Exactly. So now we are almost at the end of our review. So Farad, I would ask you, what would be your rating for the film?
This is the interesting bit, Sadik. So I have rated it a generous 4.5 out of 5. I really love the film, and I feel the movie is going to stand the test of time. 5 years from now or 10 years from now, there are going to be episodes of Time Machines or certain similar shows that we see, and people are going to be discussing this film, saying that this is so ahead of its time. I really enjoyed the film, and I'm so sure this is going to stand the test of time. Right now, people are not going to agree. They may not agree later on, but at least there's a discussion that is there.
Okay, so for me, the rating of the film would be 3.5 because it could have been slightly higher, but I'm keeping it till 3.5 because and that too mainly for the technical aspects and the music and to an extent the character development because these were the most important things that I was really hooked to. And I think I was slightly bored, not I mean throughout the film, but there were a few you can say there were a few uh, parts in the film where I was not really glued up. But for me, where the film actually shot up in the second half. I don't want to spoil where it shot up, but it did shot up specifically in the last 40 to 45 minutes, where I was really hooked up. And I, to be honest, I didn't expect the thriller part in this. When I saw the trailer, I was expecting that there should be emphasis on infidelity and extramarital affairs and all. But to my surprise, the last 40 45 minutes, there was not even an iota of all these elements. I mean, these things, and I was really hooked up. So I really hats off to Shakun Batra for inculcating or integrating the aspect of the thriller. And I don't know why people are not appreciating this, the thriller aspects of the film. I mean, people are really bashing it for the infidelity, but they should praise it for, the providing the shock value, which was there in the last 40 to 45 minutes. So for me, I'm really happy that some unconventional storyline, some unconventional plot is there, and it was executed well. Not, I won't say it was a perfect film, or not, I would say a very good film, but it is a good film. So yeah, so that's it from our side. Thank you so much, guys, for being on our channel and supporting us on a consistent basis. And again, Farad, and I'm really happy that you are always there for us and providing a valuable insights for of all the films. So guys, please
And
do, yeah.
thank you. And through your medium, I would also like to say that I have also opened a channel. So I don't know which channel you're going to be watching it on, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
going to be on both channels, Popcorn Reviews as well as Sadiq Suleiman.
yeah,
So please subscribe to Popcorn Reviews as well. That is my new YouTube channel.
yeah,
The reviews is with a double S.
yeah,
And please leave your comments below.
yeah.
And please, Sadiq is a superstar anyway. I need little love.
Not
It's a
really,
new channel.
not really. We are all small time reviewers, but yeah, hope to big, who hope to get big in the near future. Let's see. But guys, also check out the written review that Farad has mentioned in the description. I've also mentioned the description below, and also do check out his website. So thank you so much again, guys, and thank you Farad for joining us. So we'll take a sign off from here. So take care. Bye.
Take care. Like, share, subscribe, guys.
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much.